Elson, and good morning, all. It's Friday, the 22nd, of August. First, I'd like to wish you all a good day and hope you're all happy and healthy, emotionally, mentally, and physically. I'd also like to take a moment before I start to say, 103 years ago today, August 22nd, 1922, that the man that made iron, Michael Collins, was assassinated. No good deed goes unpunished. That's what he gets for his efforts to create a 32 county united Ireland. Patriotism. I like the line from Tombstone, Val Kilmer's character. Hypocrisy knows no bounds. And we call these people terrorists, and yet here in America we fought that same crown for our independence and liberty. Food for thought. All right, so I wanna bring something up that I was just thinking about while I was sitting out here smoking a cigar. You know, prison is different for a lifer than it is for somebody who has a determined date. There's exceptions to that rule always, but in the main, a life prisoner looks at things differently. What I mean by that is I can remember a time when, before I met Linda, when every day that I'd get up in a bad mood or just appalled by the stupidity and ignorance of, inmates that didn't know how to do time like a convict. I used to get up and I'd think to myself, I'm already doing 2 life sentences plus. Maybe today's the day I catch a 3rd life sentence. I kill one of these pieces of crap. And I used to carry that attitude with me every day. And early on in that sentence, I even looked for people that I thought deserved not to suck wind anymore. The point I'm making is when you go to visit your loved ones or you talk to them if they're incarcerated or somehow you're watching this incarcerated and you're pulling an all-day gig, all day is seldom all day anymore. With all the changes, the law is a living organism. Things change. Opportunities arise. The law changes, providing opportunities to go to the board and get out. Had I done that, I wouldn't be here today, out here with my family and my friends, riding my Harleys, talking to you. And make no mistake about it, I have several homeboys and people that I call brother that were doing just that. They're picking up more life sentences. One homeboy from Orange County, I won't mention his name, but I mean he picked up multiple life sentences on top of his life sentences. He got like 3 or 4 homicides. We were locked up. It's hard to keep a positive attitude when you're looking in, like a fishbowl mentality. Everything you're seeing is in. You're looking in. You're looking in at 20-foot concrete walls and steel bars or steel doors or your only window to an askewed reality and optics thereof comes from the idiot box, from the TV. So, you get detached from that reality, and your reality assumes the perspective of incarceration. I never thought I was getting out, even up to the day that I went to the board. In fact, when the commissioners told me they were giving me a grant of parole, I couldn't believe it. I mean, it took like 3 or 4 days for that to really set in that I was given a grant. And once that did, the hardest time of all my time started happening, uh, because now I had to wait on the governor to see if he was going to try to, ask for an en banc hearing to pull that grant. During that time, people just seem to get on your nerves even more. You just keep waiting for the other shoe to hit the ground, like somebody's going to come up and try to test you because they think you're not going to do anything because you want to go home. Of course you want to go home. But there's still always lines that can't be crossed. But that didn't happen. I got a date. I got out. It's almost 2 years and 3 months ago now. I've been off parole for almost 3 months. And I had a couple of Harleys, a home, a lot of things to be grateful for. And yet I still wake up many mornings with my PTSD. And like this morning, I woke up, I have nightmares. I woke up this morning and had prison right there in the front of my mind. There's just a storm in my heart and my mind, just filled with rage. A rage I can't explain. I just, an anger, hate, it's deep for a lot of things that I witnessed over the years, participated in some instances. You can't undo that. You can't unsee him. You can't unhear him. You can't unsmell him. You can't unring a bell. And it gets overwhelming. But then I think about what I have, not in the material things, but in my gods, in my family and friends, many of you who support me. I don't ever take it for granted or take any of you lightly. Don't ever think that because I've never spoke to you or I've never had a personal interaction with you that you don't matter or that you're non-existent in my life or that I take you for granted, because I don't. Truth is, for all my bearing and alpha male character traits, I would be lost without you. I'd be lost without all of this. Nietzsche once wrote that a warlike man declares war on himself when there's no war to be had or to participate in anymore. I know that to be true. These should be the most peaceful and prosperous days of my life. And make no mistake about it, I'm very grateful. I don't ever want anybody to think for one moment that I would ever rather be back inside. The worst day out here is better than the best day in the pen. But there's a lot of things that just that make sense in the big house, as it were. There's a lot of things that just fit into their place. And after nearly 40 years of that, a couple of years on the bricks don't erase that, and they don't make that go away. I'm in a very wonderful place right now. You know, the other day I was somewhere and somebody looked at me like I don't know what the fuck they were thinking because who knows what they might have been looking right past me thinking whatever they were thinking. But in my mind, I'm looking at this look on their face. I'm thinking, the fuck you looking at, dummy? Knock that fucking look off your fucking face. I had to check myself. Huh? The fuck am I thinking? Where's all that coming from? So, it's a daily battle every day out here. So know that in there, when you're doing all day, that's a daily battle. I mean, on an epic level, a lot of guys can't do it. They fuck off any chance that they will ever get to go to the board. Because the realities in there are way different than the realities out here. And I just wanted to share that with you this morning. Because many of you have loved ones that are incarcerated. And, it's important to know. Even the ones who have determinate dates, the closer they get to that, we as convicts have we want out. We want out so bad. Yet at the same time, while we consciously want out, we subconsciously sabotage ourselves a lot with our thinking. And thoughts lead to actions. So you are so important to your friends and family members that are incarcerated. And for those of you who don't know anybody who's incarcerated, but somebody gets out and they come home to your neighborhood, it's better to help that man or woman become a good neighbor and a good citizen in that community than it is to turn your back on them or just shun them. You ain't got to know them, you ain't got to talk to them, you ain't got to like them, but don't sneer at them or say nasty things to other neighbors about them behind their back, stuff like that. I mean, if they're acting a fool shit, well, you know what? Their lot's going to be whatever they make it. But if they're out there trying, try to contribute to their success. Help them succeed. It ain't easy. And I'm in like a very small percentile of guys that hit the bricks with as much as I had waiting for me, and as much financial and literal aid and help that I had waiting for me. I wasn't eligible for any of the state programs or government programs because of that. But, I'll take this any day of the week. I mean, it made the transition that much easier. And I'll tell you something else. People used to ask me, well, after all those years, the last bid was, 3 decades straight. What's changed? Has anything changed? And, nothing really seemed to change at all to me at first. It took probably 3 to 12 months before I started feeling or noticing the differences. It is a process to reestablish and reconnect with your faculties as they are essential and applicable in the free world contra the big house, if you will. And a good support system is very important. And some people, man and woman, will walk out of the joint without a support system at all. And the community, the people in the community, at one level or another, can become that support system if they would see these people reintegrate. Most lifers come out here and never go back. The majority, overwhelming majority. It's a small percentage that goes back. Contra guys with determinate dates. Prior to my double life sentence. I did 4 previous terms in increments, up, for a total of 10 years, and because there was always a light at the end of that. I always knew I was going to get out as long as I didn't catch a new beef that was going to cost me life, and so that's the attitude. That was my attitude, at least. Um, so it's always important to remember what your family and friends might be going through. I know it's hard. I know I was hard on my wife, and on any given day through phone calls or in the visiting room. I was never abusive emotionally or psychologically or anything like that. But I mean, I know I couldn't have been easy to deal with. Um, for her to have thrown in with me and placed her faith and trust in me to try to do right while I'm in there, to get out if I ever got the opportunity to go to the board or something like that. And yet, there's many days where I know I just probably dash those hopes upon the rocks, proverbially, as I would just blow it, come unwound over wanting to go smash somebody, or over what was happening, as they were putting us out on the yard for 5 or 6 hours and tearing up the cells, the cell blocks, or another episode of it's Friday, visits are tomorrow. Let's have a kite, so no visits, only to have them come back up. The program come back up Monday after the visits are over. There was one year when I was at Corcoran where I saw my wife maybe 8 or 9 times in that year, because every Thursday or Friday there'd be a kite that was dropped, and they'd lock the program down either for 2 weeks while they searched or whatever, or just till Monday afternoon. They'd bring it back up after the visits are long gone, and it was just on a continuum. These are the kind of things that fester in your heart, in your mind. Add that to the idiots, the spun nuts on the yard, the weirdos, all the fucking drama that the rats and the creeps and everything else bring. You know, it's a horrible existence, and I don't miss it for anything. But I miss the things that fit. And I wake up some mornings and I feel lost out here. Albeit only for a moment or two, because I'm always so grateful to be out here. I'm always so grateful to have the opportunity to get on my Harley and ride, whether it's by myself or with the brothers I ride with. And I just wanted to share what I was feeling this morning, so that when you deal with your friends or family members, your loved ones that are locked up, that you understand. Gods know that you get put through a hard time yourself, but from my perspective of people I know, it's seldom has anything to do with you or the good you bring to our lives. It's just what's happening in there, and it just, unfortunately, it transfers over to our lives with you. So I just want you all to know from my perspective on this. I deal with a lot of rage, a lot of PTSD, a lot of nightmares, a lot of anger and frustration, and what gets me through it all is my old lady and my brothers, and and you. Thank you. Very genuinely and sincerely, I say thank you to you. And I hope you're all well, and I hope you all have a good day.